Hello everybody. Okay, so today's job that we've got planned for this morning's job is we're going to do the floor. I'm going to do a sort of a timber frame floor, so I'm going to use sort of the roof battening, if you like, which is exactly 25 millimeters, because I intend to put the Kingspan or Celotex foam board, foil back board insulation on the floor, which I've seen a lot of people use. It's good stuff. I've used it before, so I'm going to put the sort of a false floor in, if you like, to support that before we then put the ply line down on top of that, obviously then for our actual walking surface. So what I've done is I've marked on the floor the land there, which is exactly 4 foot from the front section here, because I'm going to run the boards widthways rather than lengthways. So I need a batten piece right on this 4 foot line here, so that needs to be in the center there, so we've got an overlap either side so that each board can come down on top of this, so there's support there for the join of the board, because if there isn't support underneath where the boards join, eventually that will flex and you'll possibly end up with a sort of a dip in the surface. So it's kind of important that you get a batten under the joins, which is why I've marked them at the 4 foot mark, so we can make sure that we've got this batten in the correct position now, so that it'll facilitate that join. So we're going to have, obviously the join line is going to be here, so this batten sort of needs to be sort of central to overhang either side, so each board can come down on top of that line, so it'll be fully supported. So I'm going to run the battens sort of widthways, and then put some sort of supports in between as well to support it, to create sort of a framework, if you like, before putting the insulation in between. I'm going to bond these down with Sikaflex 522, and I don't think I'm going to need screws with that, because I've seen so many people don't use them, because Sikaflex is a really good bonding agent. But we'll see how it goes on, and we'll have a look. So we'll get started on cutting these timbers anyway. Okay, so we've got the first 2 pieces in, and this is our piece here, which is on the 4 foot mark, or 1200 millimeters I think it is, from the front there, which is where we need our boards to join on this to have the support on the joint. So that's smack on that line there, smack in the center, and that's our front one there. I put a couple of supports in there because obviously this is the sort of a step area there, and I just want to make sure that I was going to have a little bit of support as well. So I'm going to run one in the center here now, and then we're going to do some cross pieces then, which I think 1 piece there will be enough. I don't think we need to put 2 in there, because we're going to have too much of a timber structure, I think. And obviously we'll have one across the edge here, which is why this is finished short there. I'm going to have one on edge to finish an edge here on the door, on the step, because I'm not going to carry this out onto the step. I want the floor here to follow the line of the original step. The kitchen unit then is going to be here, and I'm going to sort of build the kitchen unit in to take up the drop of the step, rather than finish the ply flooring all the way out. That's the way I decided to do it. So those 2 first pieces in now, so let's crack on with the rest of it. Okay, so we've pretty much got all the cross pieces in place now. I've come right to the back door. I'll show you now in a sec. So it's time just to put the middle sections now to support, to make sort of a framework up, if you like. So I'll flip the camera around now so you can see what's going on. So as you can see, all the support now is, all the crossway pieces are all in place. I've come right up to the edge here, so I've obviously finished this edge here in aluminium. Sorry for someone beeping the horn. We've sort of cut it there to sort of finish it in. I'm going to run some sort of supports here as well. I'll show you that when it's obviously we get that. So it's just to put in the little pieces now in between. I've done a few more supports down there because that's where the main living area is going to be, and we're going to put like a pop-up shower cubicle over in this corner, so I just want to make sure that that's well supported there. Other than that, I think these are roughly about sort of 15 inches apart at the back, because obviously this is going to be the garage area and under the bed, so no real tremendous amount of weight on there. But yeah, that's roughly where we are at the moment. So I'll get on with the other pieces now and try and get this job finished up. Well, there we are, all done. So it's fully installed, braces all in between as well, all the sections. Like I said, I haven't done so much in the centre here because obviously there's not a lot of weight there, that's where the bed's going to be. I put a little bit more on the back here because we can have the gas and we're going to have the electric. I've also insulated the wheel arches there, so when the insulation goes in, I can foil tape then to the wheel arch, so we've got a good vapour barrier in on the floor all the way around, right the way up from the ground up basically. I finished this on the end here. These are screwed, countersunk and screwed in as well to keep this end piece a bit more solid. I don't just going to go with the Sikaflex and take it off the side now. We've done the side here then, finished it in and followed that there as well. So we're looking pretty good now. Going to give this a day or two to go off, make sure it's all nice and solid. Probably only need 24 hours, but I'm away tomorrow for the day. We're going up to the campervan show tomorrow, so have a look around up there, and this can all set ready for when we get back, and I can crack on with insulating the actual floor and then ply lining it as well, which will make it much nicer to walk on. So I'll finish this section here now, and then I'll carry on when we do the insulation part then. Okay, so we've had this for a couple of days in, absolutely solid. That is, you need a pry bar to pull that off. So the Sikaflex has really done its job. Again, no need for screws, this is absolutely rock solid in place. So I'm going to get on with filling in all the gaps now with the insulation board. So this is the board we're using. It's double foiled, and obviously your insulation in between, so this will create your vapour barrier. Then go back to the painting. Then obviously I'm going to foil tape over all these joints here. As you can see, I've done the wheel arches now. They've got the 6mm Dodo foam closed cell foam insulation on there, and I've foil taped those down to the floor as well, so this can go in and all be sort of foil taped in place then, so it gives us a good vapour barrier on the floor. So let's get on with measuring up and cutting some insulation. Okay, so we've done a few sections here of the van, probably I don't know, maybe a third of the floor has gone in now. As you can see, everything's gone in nice in between. I'm going to tape these joints up obviously when I do finish the floor. I'll just do a little bit where I show you how I actually cut the board, because I see a lot of people using saws and different things to cut the board, but you can cut the board nice and easy with a sharp Stanley knife, and it makes life a lot easier. So I'll just show you how I actually cut this insulation board. Right, so as you can see, I've marked the next width section I need, so I'll cut this down and then cut the individual panels at the time then, that measure them out at the time. But this is the width of the gap for the next section of flooring. Mark that on there with a nice marker, and then it's just a simple matter of keeping a steady hand, go through lightly first so that you can just score your line down. Take your time going down. As you can see, it cuts through the foil easily. It's cut in partially into the board as well, but this actually acts as a sort of a guide for when you do a deeper cut on the second pass through. We've done one cut there, so we push the blade right the way in, run it down, and it follows the line then, because you've already like I say, sort of a guide channel there. Go from the bottom up then. And then simply pop the board like that. As you can see, it folds perfectly on the line you've just done, so all you need to do is run your blade down the back, cut in your foil, and following that line. And there we go. That's the next width cut, ready to be chopped up into the sections for the floor. Well, there we have it, all finished, all foil taped. I've used a 100mm wide foil tape which covers all the joints lovely. It's sealed everywhere, all the way around, right the way around, even the back edge there, all around the arches, everything. We'll go on the side, and we've sealed everywhere around. Everything is now sealed, so that's a really good vapor barrier in there now, so that should be tremendous insulation. So we're ready now to start the next phase, which is to get the new ply floor down, which is obviously going to involve scribing this edge here and cutting out around here. So sure, there's a bit of intricate work to work out, but I'm very pleased with that. It's taken us probably about 5 hours today to get all this in and done, so I would think adding on the time for actually putting the framework in, probably a good 10 hours work to get all this in and fitted and finished. So I'm going to wrap this one up here now, and we'll get on to the next stage then, which is obviously doing the ply lining, which I'm sure is going to be interesting. But quite pleased with how that's gone today. Hasn't been too bad, just time consuming really, but not really a difficult job to do. So it'll give us a good barrier underneath now, good insulation from the ground up, which will be great. So anyway, thanks for watching, and like I say, if you like the videos, give us a thumbs up and subscribe, help support the channel growing. Thanks very much. Bye now.